guys and girls, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. It's that time of the month again. It is our sit down with Shan. Please excuse the appearance of myself. I had a fantastic idea, I thought, to crimp my hair. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but I look a little bit like a poodle. But I don't know if I'm quite vibing with it, if I love it or I hate it. So at the minute we're just going to have one because this is the main guy of the show. My little baby Yoda, excuse me. Just sitting here watching the drama unfold. So you know what it is. It is a sit down with Shan. Excuse the skin if it looks a little bit shiny. I've just done my skincare. It is a Sunday afternoon as I'm filming this. So you know what? It's comfort is key. I want to be in my stretchy clothes for a nice little roast dinner lately. And today's topic, my lovelies, is body image. We're going to talk everything and anything about body image, body sizing, everything like that. Our insecurities, tips, all of that jazz. And if I can, along the way, I shall try and insert bits and bobs, say like previous photos of me throughout my body image journey, because I've been up and down, let me tell you that. And it's probably not great, but if I get hungry, I've got a pack of Roysters crisps, because we all know I like my snacks and I get hungry, and I think I'm going to be sitting here talking about body image and then the girl's sitting here eating a bag of crisps. But hey ho, we're all human. Your girl gets hungry. So stop waffling, Shan. It's going to be a long one once again. Get comfy, get cozy. I hope you're having a lovely day. And let's get into another sit down with Shan, eh? Right, so I asked you lovelies over on my food and lifestyle Instagram. If you didn't know, they're always down in the description box. Anything with food, you got a channel there, and anything to do with life, travel, skincare, homeware, there's a channel there. And over there is where I always ask on my stories when it comes up to a sit down with Shan and we decide on the topic to put your little answers in, and then we can discuss it. Everything does remain anonymous, and thank you to the people who have sent the bits and bobs in. So let me just load it for you, my lovelies. Let me just load it. Oh, where's it gone now? Because I done it the other day, so it goes into archive. Still not good with all this Instagram malarkey. Let's have a look. And why is it on your highlights that they've changed the order? It used to be your most recent first. Now it's right at the end. So da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Are we there? You watch, I'll probably skip all the way to the end and then I'll miss it. Right, we're getting to the last few. There we go. So first one is one of my lovely ladies. They said, sorry, I can't help. I try not to look in the mirror, then I can't see the weight I've put on. Oh my God, I've been there. But I stuffed myself up because I put mirrors everywhere in my bedroom. So, you know, on those days when you don't feel your greatest and I just want to wake up, especially when it's like time of the month, I'm in my baggy clothes, and then if I just catch a glimpse of myself from the wrong angle, I'm like, oh my God, look at the size of me. I'm a whale. And then I don't want to eat. But then I always end up overeating because Mother Nature's like, you want all the chocolate, you want all the cake. And then it's just a never-ending circle. So I like that. I think when I move out, I'm not going to have as many mirrors. I think I might have one mirror in each room. That's it. I also think when I move out, my wardrobes, I'm not going to have mirrored doors. I think I'm going to have them quite open, like no doors at all. But yes, sorry, that was a complete ramble. I do love that. Not looking in the mirror so you can't see the weight you've put on. That is not a problem at all, because no one needs to look and be reminded. Like, we all know within ourselves when we do put a little bit of weight on, and there's nothing worse than looking in the mirror and catching it, or someone saying something to you. Oh my God, I've been in many awkward positions. Not really to myself, I've been quite lucky for that, but I've been in awkward positions where you could be out and someone will say, oh, when's the baby due? And you're like, oh my God, no, 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 no. I think that is just, Do not say that, because you never know what the circumstance is. It could be they've put on weight. It could be that they are pregnant. But it could be that they can't have children and then you've just triggered something. So like, yeah, mama, please, there's a big warning. If you ever see anyone and maybe they look a little bit fuller, do not say anything. If they are pregnant, I'm sure they will tell you, but don't insinuate or ask if they are, or just assume that they are, because it's a very awkward position for everyone who's involved. Right, another one of my lovely. She says, my biggest struggle is that I love food, but gain weight really easily, so it's a struggle. I hear you. I can look at a chocolate cake and put on a stone. I don't know what it is. I think it's all to do like with your metabolism, isn't it? and I don't think I have a fast one. I mean, if you see Mama G, she's a little bit larger, bless her, but when she was younger and she was thin, she had a lot of problems with her asthma and respiratory problems. So a lot of people with respiratory problems, doctors and everything, they tell you to be thinner. But with her, when she's thin, she has more health problems. So it actually benefits her in a way of being like a little bit larger. But she's happy. She says as long as she can quickly run after a bus when she sees a nice man, or bend down and quickly pick up a fiver if she finds it in the street, she knows she's not doing too bad. So that's standard Mama G. And my nan was quite large. I think I come from a line of big boned women. Because like when you see my nan and my mum, they are like slightly larger, but it doesn't matter. Mum always says now, because I obviously, excuse me, I have put a little bit of weight on recently, probably from the first lockdown, lost a bit, put a bit on, but now I'm on track. I'm slowly losing a bit because obviously I'm in my training for my charity run in September. If you didn't know, I'm doing a 10k run for cancer research in memory of my nana. And yeah, the link is in the description box if anyone would like to kindly donate. Please don't feel you have to, but it's just there if you would like to. And thank you to the people who have donated. But yeah, so at the moment, I'm like trying to lose a little bit, but it's hard. I find, especially around like my midriff and my thighs, Mum always says that I've got like the love ridge handles. That was like an old family nickname. And Mum had them, my nan had them. I think my nan's sisters all had a bit of love handles, and they seem to have deposited themselves on me. And no matter what I try, there was one time when I did lose them. We will get onto that later on. But yeah, I just can't seem to shift them. So I'm kind of just stuck with them, but I'm learning to embrace them. You know, work with what you've got, and if you can try and better it a little bit, as I say, I'm doing me training, I'm doing me running, I'm doing me jogging, trying to eat a bit healthier. But I'm not going to beat myself up if, like, I want to sit here and have my pack of oysters or go and have a huge roast dinner, because, as we all know, Sunday roast dinners, if you see my weekly vlogs of the food, roast dinners are the best meal of the week. And I don't think you should begrudge yourself anything. I think especially since COVID, it's just made you learn to appreciate life more, and all the little things are just irrelevant. Like, so what if you put on a couple of pounds? Still go out and enjoy yourself, still go out and have your memories. No one is to say that you can't do it. But yes, I'm going to have my little struggles along the way. And I've had my struggles along the way, probably ever since I was about, I say 13, 14. I've been like yo-yoing with weight and that. But I completely get it. It is a very vicious circle when you love food, so you eat food, but then it's so easy for you to put the weight on, and then it's even harder to shift it. The only thing I could say on that is maybe try and swap out snacks. That's what I used to. But then this is the thing. So I would swap out crisps for fruit, but then my sugar intake was through the roof because I was having so much fruit. It's really hard to like try and find a balance, but I just think everything in moderation, my darling. Everything in moderation, and if you pop a little bit of weight on, it doesn't matter. As long as you're happy and you're healthy, that is all that matters. But thank you for sending that in, my lovely. Another one, I really, really agree with this one, and I'm probably going to go on a right big tangent. Look, the knee's coming up. I need to get like serious. One of my lovely says, the fact that social media is making things so hard for the younger generation, making them think it's the norm to be a size 6, etc. Oh my God, I couldn't agree with you more. I was trying to think back to when I started on social media. I think I joined Facebook when I was about 14, 15. I was near enough 16, I think. And that was purely just to be in contact with my family up in Newcastle. It was a way of communication, putting photos, seeing how everyone's doing and that. I don't see that now. I see, personally, my Facebook, I don't really use. It's basically just to see my family still, because there is so many arguments and unnecessary drama on there. And everyone gets involved in everyone's business. And people, I don't know, I don't want this to come across as like demeaning or anything, but people post everything on Facebook lately. And I don't know why. Like, I'm a really big thing of, especially when people post about their child, like, that's great, you want to show your kid and that, but when, say you post a photo of them in a school uniform. Sorry if I've quickly changed a little bit, just had to open the door for Mama G, she's just been to Tesco. Yeah, when people, because you have to think for other people now. I'm going to go off on such a tangent, I do apologise, but you could put a meaningless photo of your child in their uniform on there. And unfortunately, there are not nice people out there. And if they clock the school uniform, they clock the child, I dread to think what happens. So I see a lot of stuff on Facebook and I think, please think a little bit smarter. Like, you don't see the harm in it, and it's totally normal you want to show off your child or your dogs. People are nicking dogs left, right, centre. What's up with that? But you just have to kind of think outside the box and think of the bigger picture, because there are not nice people in this world. And yeah, I just kind of stay away from Facebook. I just go on there, have a chat with me nan and see what the family's up to, and that's about it. I think, when do I post on Facebook? Mother's Day and an anniversary. I think that's about it. I use Instagram a lot more, and here we go. Let's try and find, almost dropped my phone then, when I first joined Instagram, because I think I joined Instagram quite a bit later. Oh god, you know when you scroll through and it's like, ay. So Facebook, I think I was about 14 or 15. Instagram, however, how old was I there? We're scrolling through the memories, all the different hair colours, all the different styles. Come on, we've got to be near the end somehow. Right, we're getting there. So my first, oh wow, I joined Instagram in 2012. So 95, 2005 I was 10, 2010 I was 15. So I was 17 when I joined Instagram. Let me just double check off. Yeah, that is right. I thought I'd done a miscalculation. So I was 17 when I joined Instagram, which I don't know, how old do you have to be for Instagram now? Is it 18 or 16? I don't quite know. But yes, I was 17 and oh wow. I will insert my first clip because obviously it's on my personal Instagram, but I will insert just here or there, wherever I pop it in, a screenshot of my very first photo on Instagram. And your girl was red. I was red back then, and you know what? Looking through, God, you do change, don't you? I used to absolutely love Instagram. Like, I would post on it weekly. And I started to notice it when I was going to college regarding, like, the, not kind of, well, in a way, yeah, body shaming. Like, if you didn't look like this, then you had to look like it. Like, you had to change yourself. And I think that is so important. The younger generation now, like, I don't have any sisters or siblings, thank goodness, because I think I would be the most overprotective big sister, and anything happen or I notice any like warning signs, I'd be there in a flash and I'd be sorting it. But when I see, like, say, friends of friends or like younger people within our street that are like I've known and grown up in that, and I see some things and I think, oh, do not, I don't know how to put this without, I don't want it to sound condescending, but what you see in the magazines and online, as they say, are snippets of people's best features, best times, best moments, everything like that. Not a lot of people will put on there when they're bloated, when it's time of the month. They're not going to put that. They're going to be there where they've got their angles and they work it. Angles is such an important thing. And I think there's a lot of people now, I think one of the ladies, Dan Mercer, I love that lady because she will show you the photo where she's like looking like she's fabulous, and then she shows you the normal version, like with the bloated belly or whatever like that. She shows you it's fine to have stretch marks, it's natural to have cellulite, it's fine to have a little bit of extra curves on you. That is the type of body positivity and the type of body image that we need to be portraying to the younger generation, because I think it is so sad when you see people and you look and you think, what happened? But they can get so consumed, or if they get, like, I don't know, an eating disorder or anything like that. I mean, this is a very touchy subject, but Mama G in the past, she had many eating disorders where she would, I don't know which one she had. She used to eat and then make herself sick. She didn't binge. I think that's the word, binge. She didn't do that. She would just, whenever she ate, she would make herself sick after, which was many moons ago, like in her younger days. And when I was growing up and I went through, I was never diagnosed or anything like that, but when I went through stages of, I realised I started to put the weight on, if I was to then eat and go to the toilet, she'd be knocking on that door like, what are you doing, what are you doing? I could be like, I'm literally having a wee. No, what are you doing? And I did try when I was younger, but I have such a, I gag at anything. Trying to do, no. So yeah, I just kind of learned I had to exercise. And I did go through stages, especially at school. I think I got to about year 9 and I really got into running, more long distance running. And I love that. And I saw the weight start to fall off. But through that, I gained stretch marks because as I'd been doing this running, especially on my legs, my muscles were getting bigger and my skin weren't coping. I'm going to cough, sorry. Just got a little tickle there. And I gained stretch marks for that. And I remember I went to see my doctor and I was like, what are these on my legs? And he was like, it's fine. Your muscles are growing, but your skin's still small. It's just stretching. And I was just like, that kind of had a knock-on effect because I thought, well, I don't want these. So it kind of made me, when I used to go to PE, I wouldn't want to do it because I'd think I do not want any more of them on my body. But looking forward now to future Shan, I have my fair share of stretch marks. I have my fair share of cellulite, which I don't know if you would have seen because I don't think you haven't seen me in any form of clothing. I think that would accentuate that. But say if we go on holiday, if we get out, fingers crossed, touch wood, no one knows yet. And I will try and keep my modesty. But if there are a few clips where you might see me, we're on holiday, I'm going to be in like swimming costumes and bikinis. And you see, my lower half is, yeah, it's not perfect. I do have cellulite, I do have stretch marks, I have wobbly bits. My muffin top is getting a little bit more wobbly, but as I say, she's a work in progress. She's slowly going down. And yeah, I will still be portraying that. I think you are what you are. As we all know, I hate my bingo wings. That's why a lot of the time I've got long sleeve tops on or little things that cover my shoulders. I have tried so many things for that. Can't work. I need to try the Chloe Ting workout. I've said that for the past year, but I have no upper body strength, as you know. So when I try, as soon as it starts to hurt, I'm like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I need to get a bit more willpower on that. Yes, that was a complete diversion, but it is so true. I think the social media in general, magazines, celebrities, there needs to be more done to, not just even for women, but like young boys and young men, their self-image, because I think I saw a statistic that there's quite a lot of like young males now that are suffering from eating disorders, or not personality disorders, like body image worries and that. So I just think overall, like if you're a male, not everyone is going to have a six-pack. You know what women kind of dig at the minute, and I put my hands up, a good dad bod. You see like all the dad celebrities, they don't care. They're there with like that little bit of belly, and it's human, it's natural. And women, I think there's nothing better than when you see, I saw an article today of Katy Perry. She's on holiday with Orlando and a little baby girl, and she's in her costume. And bear in mind, like the baby's, I don't know, a few months old. She's not like old on. She's got a costume. She's still got a little bit of a bump. It's natural. There's nothing to say when you have a baby you spring back to shape and like you can't go out until you've lost that weight. No. Social media in general, I think it has its pluses and its minuses, like positives and negatives. But it seems lately that the negatives are kind of outweighing the positives, which isn't good. And I think it is damaging. I see a lot of articles. Oh, got a right little thing in my throat and it's annoying me now. I saw a thing on, was it Instagram? And it was like all these paintings and drawings of youngsters, say, with their phone, and say their grandparents are around and they're missing it. And then there's a photo where the grandparents are not there and they're sad. And then there was one of a couple at a dinner table and they're both on their phone. It is so true. It is so true. Whenever me and B go for a meal, phones are off. I pick my phone up to take a picture of my food. Like, come on, your girl loves that. But apart from that, we talk. If he picks up his phone, I'm like, no. Like, fair enough, he might have to check a sports score or whatever. He's not going to be sitting there texting or calling or speaking to someone on the phone, because I think, no, that's the one time you can put your technology down and just be with each other. So, yeah, I think it can be damaging. It can have its pluses, but I think the younger generation, they need to see more of like the people like Danae Mercer, I can't remember her name. I'll link her Instagram profile down below actually. And all of these body positivity people and ladies who don't Photoshop, or if they do, they still show you the original to be like, look, so this is what you see, the angles, all of that, and then this is me like before. And it is realistic. That's what you need. Like when you watch fashion hauls on YouTube, a lot of it is like very posy and breathing. You see me, I'll rock up like, yep, stretchy, I can get my roast dinner in that, and that's just me. And I think I try and be positive and show like you have lumps and bumps. As I say, you've seen in many of my try on clips, it will say, yeah, great, I put it on and it may suffocate the girls, and then it will fit there, and then it's tight there, and it's like, what kind of shape would I say I am? Maybe like an hourglass, because I kind of go up, my waist does go in a bit, but then my hips are like, ooh. Hopefully get them a little bit smaller. But yes, I thought that was a really good point. Social media, I think as well, because there doesn't seem to be that many restrictions on there. Like, I see young people on Instagram and I think, how are you on there? How are your parents letting you on that? I mean, it's good if it's like supervised and all that, but some of the stuff I see, I think like maybe like little sisters of friends and all that, and I think, I can tell you haven't got your family on that, because they would not be happy. And some of them, I have dropped them a message and just been like, you know what, just be a little bit careful. Like, it's coming from a good place. I'm not like trying to patronise you, but you just got to kind of think of other people in this world, unfortunately. And you've always got to think outside the box and think for other people. But yes, so I thought that was a really good one. I've gone off on such a tangent. And you know what, I'm getting a bit pecked. So I'm going to have a few of my Oyster Crisps, and then we'll go on with part 2. Right, my lovelies, you know I have to like get comfy halfway through. I've had half my pack of oysters. I'm going to have the other half after, but I thought we'll get comfy for the second bit. Just gone on to my food Instagram now and gone through another one, toxic social media for the younger generation. Absolutely agree with that. We've just discussed that. And then one of the ladies says, try the Pinch of Nom books. They have tasty recipes. I love a good little Pinch of Nom book. I'm actually looking through them at the moment because I need to be doing a fake away, because this month we're going to have a baking and a fake away video. So I'm going to have a look through, see if anything tickles me fancy. And as I say, I've got 2 or 3 of them now. So good. So yes, I highly recommend. One of my other lovelies says, meal planning, workout routines and healthy recipes are essential. Yes. Workout routines. I'm not going to lie, I struggle. I have all the good intentions of doing it, and then I just don't. When I done that Chloe Ting video, that was probably the only time that I religiously have done like a workout. Like, I went to the gym, I'll speak about that later, but as for like an actual workout, that was probably the only one I've done for years. And it was only because I was filming that video that I knew I had to do it. And I did feel better towards the end. Like, I gained a little bit of upper body strength. And then after that, I just kind of stopped. Me and Mama G used to go on our walks every night, but now she has to go and do some things in the evening. So it means we can't get our walks in. But every Saturday, though, we do go for a nice little hour's walk. And then I try to, if the weather's nice, weather permitting, because we've had lovely sunshine and then we've also had torrential flooding, on a Saturday I will walk to Bees, because he lives probably 10-15 minute car ride, and I walked there a couple of weeks ago and it took me just under 40 minutes, just like a nice casual stroll. So yes, I try and get my steps in like that. I am going to try and do workouts indoors. I know I've been saying that. I said from the beginning of June I was starting it, but I just get in and I always find I have everything else to do but that. And people say like, it's only 10 or 15 minutes. I know, and I beat myself up about it, but I can't fit in. I probably could just before I go to bed, but I don't want to be doing it before I go to bed. I have, however, had a little Amazon purchase. It's due to come in the next few days. A weighted hula hoop. Apparently these things doing like 10 or 15 minutes, what it's equivalent to is ridiculous. So I'm all about trying that. I do want to try and do something for my bingo wings, because if we do end up going away this year, I don't really want like my bingo wings on display. Especially, I do get self-conscious of that when I'm in my bikini or my swimsuit. My arms are a big thing for me. So yes, I shall try. Workouts and me just kind of don't go hand in hand. Like, put me walking and running, I'm fine. But actually like doing a workout, I don't mind sit-ups. I don't mind the twisty things. Push-ups I can't do. Plank I'm half and half. Squats, yeah. Lunges I'm not too bad. But yeah, some of the workouts I see, I'm like, you need a PhD just to know what they're talking about. All these fancy names. I'm like, I just know a jumping jack and a squat. And some of them I'm like, okie dokes. Yoga, used to do a bit of yoga, quite like that for me, flexibility. But yeah, I think I might have to start that again, because you know, like when you bend down, my knees are clicking, my back's cracking. I'm like, oh my god, I've turned 26, and suddenly like my body is just seizing on me. So let's not go into that, my lovelies. Let me have a look. One of my lovelies says, the worst I felt about my body was after losing 2.5 stone, body dysmorphia took over. Right. I don't think I've ever had body dysmorphia, but I can completely understand this, because when I was at my slimmest, I wanted to be even slimmer. So let's roll back to younger Shannon in the days. I'd come out of college probably about 18 or 19, I'd say. Was I about 18, 19? Must be, because I was working, so I was obviously legal age. 18, 19, let's say. And went in the kitchen. That is a complete different ball game, I think, even to any career or job that I've had after. It was between 10 and 14 hour day shifts. You would basically be doing a workout for that 10 to 14 hours, because you're bending down, picking stuff up, chopping, going, picking stuff up there, running out to the fridge, running out to the freezer. It was a very strenuous job. And when I joined the kitchen, I was probably about a size 10, borderline 12. Within about 2 to 3 months, I went from a 10 to 12 down to a 6 to 8. I just lost everything. And obviously it's because you're running, you're sweating, you're in heat. I was coming out, I was having like maybe a little bite or a little Nutrigrain bar on my break. Coming out, by the time I get home, I'm asleep. I don't want to eat. And it was just a continuous circle. I didn't really eat much. And then on my days off, I didn't want to eat because I was so tired catching up, or we was going out bits and bobs. And yeah, as I say, I went down quite a bit. I don't know how much I lost in weight, physical like stones and that, but I did go, as I say, from about a 10 to 12 down to a 6 to 8. I always remember I was blonde at that point. I'll try and insert some pictures along the way if I remember. So at the beginning, as I say, 10 to 12, quite comfortable. We went to a party. It was my partner's boyfriend at the time, my current ex, and it was his brother's girlfriend's birthday party. And I always remember, because when I don't feel at that age you can be in a relationship and have that type of job, because I would go, we would go weeks on end without seeing each other, because just the schedules and the timings. Obviously I would work every weekend, that's your busiest time in a restaurant. So it's very hard. And I think at that point we hadn't seen each other for about a month or so. And I remember he come over to the table, sat down, and I was sitting next door to Mum. And he'd come down, he sat down, and he said to Mum, oh, when's Shan getting here? And Mum was like, she's there. And he looked at me and he was like, you look so ill. And I'm thinking like, who are you talking to? Like, I look great. And he was just like, you look too skinny now. Like, my legs went down. I still had a little bit of a bum, only a little bit, but I'd lost all my chest. I always remember, I must have a picture. It must be on my Instagram, I think. I'll insert it here. I had these black heels on, or nude heels, spray tanned, so I looked a bit tangoed. I had this tiny little mini bandage bodycon skirt, and my top, I had a little bralette from Primark, and I had a scarf that I put round as a halter neck, so I had like an open back with just the bralette, and then to cover the front of the bralette I just had a scarf, because literally I lost all my chest. I went in there probably about a big C cup, and I probably went down to like a very, very small B. I just lost everything. And I looked at that, and family members and like Mum, they'd say, come on, we'll eat. But I was so exhausted in the kitchen, I didn't want to eat, and I couldn't physically eat. It would just make me ill. So I understand that, because when I got to my lowest, I wanted more. Like, I wasn't happy that you could see my collarbone and that you could see my hip bones and that. I wanted more. I wanted the rib cage. I wanted everything. I wanted practically every bone. I remember I used to stand in my mirror and like hunch over and be like, you can't see my backbone just yet. Like, it weren't normal. And we went to Ashford, I think, on a day off. First time going to Ashford. And there's a picture of me, and I've got like this green top on, I think a skirt or shorts, and I had a Vivian bag that my nan got me, and this bag is huge, and the bag looks wider than me, and whenever Mum sees that photo, she's like, you was tiny then. But I thought I looked great. I was like, look at this, I've got collarbones, I had hip bone, I just wanted to see like a few ribs poking through, my legs were slim, the bum had like pretty much gone, so it was just like a tiny little curve, which was all right. And then it just, I got ill after that, and that then made me leave the kitchen. I couldn't go back in there. And then once I was out of the kitchen and I started to regularly eat and like get my appetite back, I slowly crept up, and oh my goodness, the mares I would have, I didn't like it, because I was so used to having this constant exercise, which was through my job, and then I didn't have it. And when I started to put the weight on, I went like, not bad, but I didn't like it. Let's just say that I didn't like it. I would try and do everything. So if I was eating something for 200 calories, I would make sure back then that I done a workout that burned that off. Because I think I'd be running around burning like, I don't know, however many hundreds or 1,000 calories a day. So whatever I ate, I was always in a deficit. But now the job, well, when I come out of the kitchen, I was ill and I had to have a couple of months off. And then Nana G took quite ill. So I made the decision to not go back to work, like to not find another career at that point. And I stayed with Mama G and we nursed Nana G until she passed. And then once she passed and everything, I then went back and I went into retail at that point. But through that time, I didn't sign on anything. I lived off of my savings, because even though I spent a lot when I was working in the kitchen, I was sensible enough to put a bit away so that if I did have a bit of a rainy day, I was able to look after myself, which I did. And I wouldn't have changed that for the world. We was with her, and then the poor little angel, she went when I was on holiday. I think she knew it, she timed it. And yeah, so when I started to put the weight back on, I didn't like it. And like, when obviously I'd lost it, so all these clothes that I'd had didn't fit, they went in like a bag. Then I bought all these new clothes, like size 6 to 8. And then when they started to get tight, I was like, right, okay. But then as I was putting the weight back on, so when I lose weight first off my chest. But when I put weight back on, the first place I put it on is my chest. So that's kind of good in a way. Oh, the phone's buzzing away. It's kind of good in a way. And then when I put weight on, it goes boobs, belly, bum. It like works its way down. But when I lose it, it's boob, bum, and the belly. It gets very weird with my body. So I completely understand that, because you get in that frame set when you are getting slimmer and you're losing the weight, you think just a little bit more, just a little bit more. I just do that, and then it can get out of control and it can cause problems. And if there's not, say, a support circle or anything there, I mean, just look at that. It's like a leg of lamb there. So clearly I'm not in my skinny days anymore. But yeah, I do understand, because you don't know where the point is, because it can become like a obsession and a compulsion. Like when I was in that, I didn't really like calorie count, because as I say, I was in the kitchen, I would just grab a snack here and there. But then when I come out of the kitchen, I was very much calorie restricted, knowing what was going into my body, like checking everything. Like if we pick something up in Tesco's, I'm like, fat, saturates, you know, like all the colours. I was reading everything, and it did get a little bit obsessive. And then I don't know what it was. I think I just kind of thought, sod it one day. I am what I am. I think I went back up to about a size 10, like a nice comfortable 10. Now I'm probably a tight 10, let's say. But I can't go, if I buy a 12, it may fit me on the hips and then it's ginormous on the waist. Or if I buy a dress, it might be a bit loose on the top, massively loose on the belly, and then fit me on the waist. It's very like, it's annoying, and if I can't find a right fit for my body, I just don't buy it. So yeah, that's why I want to kind of just slim the legs of lamb down a little bit. But I completely understand that, and I want to say, like, with everyone who commented in, thank you very much. And my inbox, whether it be on my food Instagram or my lifestyle Instagram, or even down in the comments box, I'm always there if you need a chat, if you just want to vent. Your girl's here, because I probably have my rants to you. Well, I do have my rants to you quite a lot on Instagram or on here. So yes, I'm always there to return the favours, my lovelies. The last little few on here, one of my lovelies says, set a goal for what you want. Capital U. Want yourself to look like and be happy with. I love that. You shouldn't lose weight or do anything in life really for anyone else but yourself. You should only do what makes you happy, as this lovely says. what you want to look like, what you want to do with your life, where you want to be, where you want to go. You shouldn't live your life for other people. And I think I noticed that when I became single, because I feel like in the previous relationship, we only kind of stayed together for other people towards the end, because that was like what people expected of you in a way. And then when you break away from that, you think no. And then back then, I went back into the gym, say 5-6 times a week. I was loving life. I got myself into shape. I felt great. Interviewed B. And here we are with a little muffin top. We just got comfortable again. But yeah, it is. You have to do what you want. You've only got one life, my lovelies. And don't look back. That's what I think this past year, like especially with COVID. I look back now and I think of everything I've missed out on. But that makes me even more determined to do it this year, next year, when we can. So obviously traveling, you will know traveling is my big thing. Fingers crossed, touch wood, if we can get out, we'll get out. Whether it be to an amber zone where we will have to quarantine, that's what we need to discuss with the work, etc. Or if we can get out to a destination that's on green and get out there with a test. I think he wants the vaccine, or he's going to have it. So it won't matter if he goes to an amber, because I think they're letting you go if you're double jabbed or whatever it is. But me, on the other hand, as I say, I discussed this in my vlog, I won't be having the vaccine. So I will have to be having the test, which isn't a problem. And travelling is my big thing. I feel like we've kind of missed out on 18 months worth of travelling, I'd say. No, almost, what are we now? 2021. So come October, if we go out, I'll have missed out on 2 years travelling, because it would have been all of that year and then the previous year. So I have about 3 or 4 main big holidays that I want to still do. And then we've got city breaks that we missed out on. There's a few log cabins that we still want to do, because as I say, we weren't able to go when it was all in the tier restriction. So yeah, travelling is a big thing for me. And when I turned 26 earlier on in the year, because you're pushing the wrong side of the 20s and you're pushing more to the 30s, you will know, if you saw my birthday vlogs and that, I was having major birthday anxiety. Everyone thinks now, it's almost like, well, you're an adult now. You're closer to 30. You need to like start thinking marriage, kids, house, whoa. I'm just thinking, when am I next going to be at the airport getting on that flight out of this country? Marriage is not on the cards for me or B anytime soon. A house possibly within the next couple of years, hopefully. Children, I just don't see that for a long time, if ever. Who knows? I think now I want to be quite selfish. I want to do all the things that we've missed out on. I want to go to the places. I want to have the experiences. Still try and save a bit. I mean, like, we still need to get that house in a couple of years, but I'm not going to begrudge myself if we want a day out, or we want to go for a nice meal, or we want to book a hotel, or go to a nice little log cabin, because life is too short. And ever so more, as I say, I don't really watch football, but the one match that I was there present for was the Denmark and Finland match, when Christian Eriksen had a cardiac arrest on the pitch. We was in the garden, the boys were obviously inside watching football, and one of B's uncles come out and said, I think one of the players may have just died on pitch. And we was like, what? All went running in. And yeah, that just shows you how quick life can be taken. And thank goodness it wasn't taken from him, luckily. I mean, the team and the medics was absolutely amazing. But it literally just shows how in the split second your body can say no. And I think it fascinates me, the human body. As I say, we all know my dream job. I would love to have been an embalmer or worked in the funeral industry. Any funeral directors out there, if you're watching, I've done embalming. I've done 2 weeks works experience. I can be a receptionist. I can work my way up. I'm not squeamish. Your girl's here, all right? But yeah, it does fascinate me, because you could have a perfectly healthy person. As I say, he's, what, 29 years old? Passed all of his medicals. He was literally running around the pitch, and he just, within a second, gone. And as I say, luckily, yes, he was brought back, thank goodness. It made it a very somber moment, because he was young, and you think there's a lot of people, even younger, just, it's kind of like these freak acts of nature within our body. And it is worrying. And like, that's why when sometimes I have like a munch out, I think, oh, did you really need to eat all of that, Shan? But I just think you never know what's around the corner. You could be the most healthiest of people and your body could think, no, you're not meant to be here. So if you want to go and eat that piece of cream cake, you want to go and have a slice of chocolate pie, go and have it. That's all I can say. Go and have it. Enjoy yourself. When I'm on holiday, do you think that I will be restricting myself on that all-inclusive buffet and the all-inclusive drinks? No. I will be there. I've already said to Brandon, expect me for the first few days to be out of my nut by probably 11 o'clock, laying on a lilo, floating around the pool, getting burnt to a crisp. I just want to be in that atmosphere where I love just being in like different culture and like different areas. So yes, my big thing is exactly like the lady says, do what you want. If you want to do something and people say no, all right then, well, it's not you. When I've had like my crazy hairstyles throughout the years, some people say to me, oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you, or do you not think people are going to stare? I don't care. I really don't care. And like when I said I was starting YouTube, I think a lot of people thought, oh no, she'll do it, because I was thick-skinned, but I was still quite sensitive. Now, as I say, if you're going to leave hate, don't bother. But we've got a nice little channel here. We're nice. We're all positive here. But if I do, people used to think, oh, she'll do a couple and then she'll stop. Like, she'll get one bad comment and that'll be it. But you know what? If anything, it just spurs you on. It just gives me more determination to go, oh, I couldn't even do that. I can't even, like, blow a raspberry now because of my tongue piercing. But as Nana G would say, you know what I mean. I can't do it. It's annoying with my tongue piercing. But basically, like, up yours, okay? Up to you. You do what you want and enjoy yourself. I'm going to leave it on this one, my lovelies. One of my ladies says, I'm nearly 42 and still seem to struggle with not caring what people think of me, clothes and makeup. Seem to struggle with not caring. So, I don't know. So, if you struggle with not caring, don't. If you don't care what people think, that's good. That's a good mentality, because you're like, up yours, darling, or whoever. I am me. If that meant to come across that you still struggle with how people perceive you, oh my God, my lovely, please don't. You are you. I am me. We are one big happy family. I loved a bit of Barney. But yes, do not let other people's opinions influence your mind, make you like, because when I kept saying like I'm going to change all my hair and all this, people was like, oh, and it did make me day. And then I thought, you know what, no, it's my hair. If it falls out, I'm going to be the one looking like a bald chicken or like a bit of a Ronald McDonald if I've just got bits of sparse red hair on my head. It's not you, so why are you concerned with it? I think a lot of people sometimes get too consumed in other people, and I just think focus on yourself. Like, if you're not going to be nice, don't say anything. Your input is not needed if it's going to be negative. So just focus on you, and you do you, and I'll do me, yeah? We're just going to leave it at that. I've had such a big ramble, and you know what? Before we do the outro, I'm going to finish off the rest of me roysters because your girl's getting hungry, alright? I'll see you in a bit, my lovelies. So, my lovelies, that is another Sit Down with Shan episode done. As I say, I would like to thank everyone who comments in on my stories when I do it on the lifestyle and food Instagram. You will always remain anonymous. Sorry, I just had a bit of oysters crisp stuck in my tooth. What am I like, eh? Oopsie. Yes, thank you to everyone. As I say, you will always remain anonymous, but it really does give me things to talk about and also gets different people's perspectives and views, which is absolutely fabulous. And on these types of videos, if you've got any questions or any thoughts, please leave them down in the comments box below. I want these videos to be where we can have a chat, help each other out, discuss our tips, get everything off our chest and vent, but to help each other. No negativity, only the positive vibes here, my lovelies. And we're all human. We're all going to have good days. We're all going to have bad days. We're going to have days where we love our body. We're going to have days where we hate our body. It is perfectly normal, and that is what I want. Like, that needs to be portrayed a lot more, I think, on the internet, in the media, in life, just in general, to be perfectly honest. But I'm rabbiting. I think I'm going to go and have another pack of oysters now, because one is never enough and they never fill the bag up. So yeah, I don't care. I'm going to indulge today. It's a Sunday, and as we know, weekends are my cheat days, especially a Sunday, because I've got a huge, actually I shouldn't have another pack because my roast dinner will be huge later. Maybe I'll have an extra Yorkshire with me roasty tonight. Who knows? And look at this, I'm rambling once again. If you did enjoy the video, guys, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below. As I say, leave me a comment if you want to discuss anything that we've gone through about in this video. Any future topics. As I say, we do these sit down with Shans once a month. They will always be listed in the playlist down below that you will see up there down below. I'll try and link it somewhere. And yeah, we've had quite a few good topics, but if you've got any other topics that you want me to discuss, please do let me know. They always go in the writing pad, and future down the line we will get those videos up for you, my lovelies. So yes, take care, stay safe as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.